For 2 straight years, the In-N-Out Burger Pomona Dragstrip has felt like the center of the racing universe for Dallas Glenn. In 2024, the final race of the season left him heartbroken, losing the World Championship by the slimmest possible margin, just 0.02 of a second, to his teammate and mentor, 6-time champion Greg Anderson. 1 year later, on the same famous quarter mile in Southern California, Glenn turned that pain into triumph. In 2025, he finally kicked the championship door wide open and walked away with the biggest prize in pro stock drag racing. This was no easy gift. It was earned the hard way, through an entire season of wheel-to-wheel battles with a man who has defined the class for 2 decades. When the dust settled at the season-ending World Finals in Pomona, Dallas Glenn and his bright red RAD Torque Systems Chevrolet Camaro sat atop the points standings for good. At just 27 years old, Glenn became the newest world champion in the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series, a season that belonged to 2 drivers. The 2025 Pro Stock season will be remembered as a classic duel. Glenn and Anderson, both driving for the powerhouse KB Titan Racing team, were simply better than everyone else. Between them, they won 14 of the 17 national events on the schedule. 8 times they met in the final round, 5 of those coming in the first 5 races of the year. Fans quickly realized this championship would be decided inside the same shop, between 2 drivers who shared tools, data, and even jokes in the pits, but refused to give an inch on the track. Glenn started the year exactly how he wanted. At the historic Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gatornationals in Gainesville, he scored his first career win at that legendary race, beating Anderson in the final. Anderson struck back the next 2 weekends, winning in Phoenix and at his home track during the Winter Nationals in Pomona. Glenn answered with back-to-back victories at the 2 4-wide races in Las Vegas and Charlotte, events that demand perfect reaction times and nerves of steel with 4 cars roaring side by side. From there, the wins traded hands like a heavyweight fight. Only 3 times all season did someone outside the KB Titan camp reach the winner's circle. By the time the series reached the biggest race of the year, the Cornwell Quality Tools NHRA U.S. Nationals in Indianapolis, Glenn had built enough of a cushion to claim the regular season points title. The countdown, when legends are made. The NHRA Countdown to the Championship is a 6-race playoff that resets the points and turns the pressure up to 11. This is where championships are truly won or lost. And this is where Dallas Glenn proved he belonged among the greats. He opened the playoffs with a bang, winning in Reading, Pennsylvania, then went back to Charlotte and swept the second 4-wide event of the year. That made him a perfect 3 for 3 in 4-wide races for 2025, an incredible feat. Anderson grabbed the next one in St. Louis, but Glenn refused to blink. He ripped off consecutive victories in Dallas and Las Vegas, and the Las Vegas win during the countdown was especially sweet. A year earlier, that same event had been the scene of a shocking first-round loss that cost him dearly. This time, he left nothing to chance. By the time the tour returned to Pomona for the finale, the math was simple. Glenn just had to start the final race, and the title was his. He did far more than that. He qualified well, raced hard, and celebrated with his team, his family, and thousands of fans who had watched a young driver grow into a champion right before their eyes. By the numbers, a record-setting year. The final statistics tell the story of total dominance. 8 national event wins, most in the class. 4 of those wins coming in the countdown playoffs. 13 final round appearances. A stunning 50-9 elimination round record, 84.7% win rate. Broke the track record in Seattle. Perfect 3-0 record in 4-wide races. Those are not normal numbers. Those are the kind of numbers that belong to champions. What it means to take the one from a legend. After the race, Glenn stood on the Pomona winner's stage wearing the championship hat and holding the trophy that had slipped away 12 months earlier. His smile told the whole story. "It feels good," he said, keeping it short and honest, the way racers usually do. "I get to race all next season with the number 1 on my car. I get to take it from Greg and put on mine. We'll swap numbers." That moment, taking the coveted 1 plate away from Greg Anderson, the man who has worn it more than anyone else in history, wasn't about bragging. It was about respect earned. Glenn has spent years learning from Anderson, studying data beside him, and pushing him in every round. Now, the teacher has become the champion, and the student has the crown. Glenn was quick to credit the team that made it possible. "I try to get a little better every year," he said. "Sometimes I wasn't the best driver this season, but I had a car that could back me up when I made a mistake. That's what a great team does." Looking ahead, even minutes after clinching the title, Glenn's mind was already on next year. New parts, new ideas, and new challenges are waiting back at the KB Titan shop. The goal is simple: do it again. "Greg and I finished 1-2 in points 2 years running now," Glenn said. "That's a huge statement for our whole team. We're already excited about 2026. For the first time in his young career, Dallas Glenn will line up at the 2026 season opener with the Champions 1 on the window. A year ago, he stood 0.02 of a second from the dream. Today, the door is wide open, and the new king of pro stock has walked through it, carrying the torch for the next generation. Pomona will never forget 2024, the year he came so close. And now we'll never forget 2025 either, the year Dallas Glenn finally kicked down the door and claimed his throne.